Yeah. Come on. Welcome.
Good evening. Sean Higgs coming at you here. Look ahead lines ready to go. Week 2 NFL action. Week 2. Yeah, we haven't played week 1. Week 1 kicks off tomorrow, but this is what I do for Look Ahead Lines. We look at the next week. I'm sure we'll have some dingbats coming in talking about baseball crap right now and tomorrow's game. This is week 2 NFL. The lines are up. This is how I get Charlotte plus 21 and not 14.5 in college football. You gotta wait to game day to bet a game, folks. Follow at Mr. Sean Higgs on the X. Let's go. Twitter world, come give me a follow. Costs you nothing to follow. If you're on the Sean Higgs YouTube, hit the like, subscribe, notification bell on so you know when we roll out Look Ahead Lines, midday money, free pick videos, whatever the case may be. Be part of the midday money mafia. After the fact wise, you hit iHeartRadio, podcast form, every day loaded up after the shows. So you can listen anytime you want. I like to tell people, you go to sleep, put the iHeart app on, midday money. Let me soothe my soothing voice, put you to bed. Let it run all night, 8-10 hours. It's perfect. No. Why not? Why not listen? Get my downloads up. All right, a couple things before we get to the games. One, I'm going to put in the chat. If you want to get in the little mini contest that I'm in, a couple other cappers. Tony K's in it. Jeff Hockman. I mentioned Gas Station Sushi, who won one of the quarters last year. It is in the chat. $300 entry, $150 deposit. It doesn't even go to me to $150. But I'll tell you what, if my guy Greg doesn't pay you, I'll make sure you get paid. Ask Gas Station Sushi. He's gotten paid. So if you want to get in, everybody talks like they can win at football. You got $150 for a deposit, $300 entry. You can win a couple $1,000. See how good you are with NFL. 5 picks, just like Circa, just like the Westgate. Smaller. I looked at the signups. I think there's right now. I'll tell you in a second because I already put my my picks in for this week. So there's 11 of us right now. There's 11. Let's try to get it up a little bit. 11 people, 3 bills each. So there is that. There is that. If you are looking for a offshore credit joint, let me tell you, I got a good little spot. Thursday, Friday, 20% off. Back in free play on any missed totals in the NFL over under full game. These are their little promotions this weekend. 200 back in free play, lost wagers. College footies on Saturday. In NFL, a minimum of 4-leg parlay. Got a profit boost of 40%. So there's that. Again, Twitter at Mr. Sean Higgs if you're looking for a spot with a little credit. Now, it is time for some look ahead lines. We're going to go through the, let's say hello to the chat first, because then we'll run down a few games and then do our thing. King D's in the house. Stop Gio's in the house. Broncos Colts over. We'll get to that game. Talk about them. Tim Rose in the house. Good to see Tim. King D likes to Rams to Titans under the total. There's the pool. If you want to get in, $150. Let's go. 5 NFL picks, just like the big boys at Circuit and Westgate. Get in. Mr. Wester says the Cowboys are getting a bunch of love here from who? The Giants next week. They're 3-point favorites over the Giants. Just run a stream farming warehouse. Buy 500 iPhones on your radio all night long. Winning. That all I got to do, Gio? Michael B's in the house. Day's not going great. Rooker can feel the pop-up. Stroh's losing again against the Yankees are free. Again, I didn't look at baseball right now. It's not time. Let's look at headlines for NFL Week 2. I feel a sneeze coming on. Well, we're not talking about this week. All right. Let's get out of here. Into the banners we go. Thursday night, Washington. I said this the other look at lines week 1. I said I'm taking the Packers minus 1.5. I said I was taking the Bears minus 4.5. Here we are. Short week. Green Bay. I'm going to tell you they're going to be off a win over Detroit. Washington, maybe they win. They're definitely not covering. Maybe they lose outright to the Giants. Into Green Bay. It was 3.5. Now it's sitting at 2.5. Let me pull up the live odds here on what do we have here? I got Odds Logic here, and we are showing for next week Green Bay a 2.5, kind of juicy 2.5 too. By the way, this is a 130ish. ESPN bet has us at 1.5. I'd jump on that if I would. I see some 3s out there everywhere else. Total 48.5. Total, I got no real opinion on total right here, but Green Bay is the play. Packers. Short week winner. Told you this a month ago. Next game up in rotation order, the Patriots and the Miami Dolphins. This is still a 2.5 and a 45.5. Has not moved. And I know that because I have, my week 2 Superbook. Everything weeks 2 all the way to week 18. Look at it. You have games. Lines are posted. Wow. Who knew that in August you can bet a game on Christmas here, Cowboys in Washington, Lions, Vikings, or Broncos and Chiefs. Lines are out there, folks. You can bet a little ahead of time if you play your cards right. So this one here, I think I'd probably lean a little Miami in this one. And I'm not high on Miami this year. We have an under Miami ticket, 8.5 wins. Not loving Patriots, right? I mean, we got the Raiders week 1 plus 3. I'd lean Miami here because I think they'll be possibly coming out of a dogfight loss, something close. Why do I think this game's going to be like 24-20 against the Colts this Sunday? I would lean Miami here again. Have not played it. The Jaguars and the Bengals, 5.5s in this one, total 49.5. This was actually a 6.5. It has come down a tick. So I have 6 there. It was actually 6.5 here at the Superbook. Now, are you just buying on the Jaguars because you think the Bengals are going to be bangling up? I mean, the week 1 line's down to 5. No faith in Cincy to cover a couple games? Do they lose one of these outright? Are you just blindly betting on the dogs against Cincy in the first couple weeks because historically Zach Taylor is a Zach of poop? See what I did there with the sack kind of thing? I don't know. I have zero appreciation for Trevor Lawrence. When's the last time that guy's won a game? I think he's dropped, 11 in a row or something? I'm sure I could find it. Well, I mean, I'm going to look as fast as I can here, just scanning something to see if I could find his record, if anybody has it up anywhere here. Where are you? Where could it be? Well, anyway, it'll be talked about enough soon enough with his woes, Trevor Lawrence. Ravens and the Browns. Here we go. Here's a nice big daddy out of the gate. 12.5, 44.5. There is a random 13 out here at Penny, but the 12.5 is where it's at. Big number there. And what do you think? I mean, you have them meaning the Ravens, playing the Bills Sunday night. Is this going to be a little flat spot for them? You could be coming off a huge win, or you could be coming off a rough loss. And the week after, where do we have our Ravens playing in week 3? Monday night against the Lions. So this is definitely a little sandwich spot, as they like to say, against the lowly Browns team favored in a game this year. Not much expected from Cleveland. I would think if you want the Ravens, I think you bet this early. Because if everything goes right, the Browns lose to Cincy, right? Cincy wins, whatever. The Ravens say lose. And then they're home, and they got a Lions who are a pretty decent team up next. The money will come in on Baltimore not to start 0-2. Take the Ravens. Take the Ravens. Cowboys and the Giants, 3 and a 44.5. Dallas will have extra rest, little extra prep time because they are playing Thursday night in Philly. The Giants will be coming to town here, probably off an upset win over the Washington Commanders. I think this line's right where it should be. I don't think very highly of Dallas this year. I think they'll be in some shootouts. This line is kind of perfect. New coach for Dallas, home opener. To me, it looks like you want to take the Giants when you look at it at first glance, right? You look at 3, like 3. Why is it 3? Sometimes when it's too good to be true, like taking the Dodgers today. Like, hey, easy money. I'm taking the Dodgers. They can't lose 2 in a row. Sure they can. Get shut out 3-0 on the road by the Pirates. Giants. Rams and the Titans. This was a 6.5 to a 5. Now a 5.5. There are some 5s out there, so it is what it is on this one here. Look, if you like the Rams, find a shorter number. Total's still sitting at 45.5, no movement there. I honestly want to lean to the Titans in this spot. Again, I'm a little high on Cam Ward. Now, week 1 in Denver's a little tough spot. I don't know what I'm doing with that one if I'm going to take him as a dog there. Home dog. I can take 5 here. You want to give me 5.5? I'll take it. And I think this is a good spot because, one, I think the Rams are going to be in for a fight against Texans. I think the Texans are a good team. So I think that's going to be a close game. And as long as the Titans don't lose 38-7 and they're within a 10-point kind of range, even if they lose, I think this line's going to come down. Titans play good for a half. I think this line comes down to 3. I really do. Take the 5.5 now with Tennessee. Tennessee is for me. Bills and the Jets. Like I said about the Ravens, this is when you want to get on now. It was 7.5, then it was 8, and now it is 8.5. I think the Jets are coming off a win. I think they beat Pittsburgh. I told you. $15 million bet for me there. We're taking the Jets in a survivor. The Bills, this line will only go up. You beat the Ravens. You guys are unbeatable. Line's going up to 10. 9.5. You lose. The sky is falling. They have to win. It's going up because everybody's betting on the Bills to win. Bills and Ravens are 2 teams you bet today. The line's not going to get any better, short of a quarterback going on. And if that's the case, if the quarterback's gone, you know what? You got the whole season to fade them and make your money back after one play. And you shouldn't be putting your entire bankroll on one game anyway. Make the smart money move. Bills, Ravens, you want them, I'm not going to say money line parlay, lay the points with them. They're winning. The line is going up. You will have the proverbial, it doesn't matter as long as the team covers kind of nonsense CLV. You'll have the better line when these games kick off next week. 100%. 100%. Game number 2, I told you to take a month ago. Like I told you to take Green Bay, was the Lions minus 4.5. And this line has not moved. It's been holding steady here at the 4.5 mark. Let's see, 4.5, 4.5, 4.5, 4.5, 48.5 all over the place. Nothing has moved here. And speaking of Lions, we do have a Hendon Hooker jersey. Where's Detroit Lenny? Hendon Hooker signed jersey on the block this week in the contest. That being said, we're taking the Lions. I think they're losing to Green Bay. That's why we have Green Bay over Washington. At the short number 1.5, it is now 3. We're going to have the Bears here. Forget about who they're playing. They're on a short week. Short week on the road. Never good. New head coach. Crappy quarterback. Bad spot. Short week with basically a rookie, still learning quarterback. No, thank you. Detroit Lions. Roar. All right, Seattle and the Steelers. Let's see, 2.5, 41.5. There was a 42 out there. Nothing's changed there. We're going to look at the live screen from Odds Logics, 21.5, 41.5. What do you want to do with this one, folks? Pittsburgh at home. I'm telling you, they're coming off a loss. Seattle flying to Pittsburgh. Bad spot. I normally don't like to take a home team not giving 3. So that's a little cause concern because it's 2.5. Why not 3? I mean, is Aaron Rodgers that done? And you know what? He might be. I'll give me Mason Rudolph. The guy's been in the system for years. They let him go. I don't think it's all that much of a downgrade from a Hall of Famer on his last legs to a guy who's been in the system for years. Let's go, Pittsburgh. 4 o'clock action on tap. Let's do some comments. All right, where are we at? This week, silly. Sneeze, thank you. Packers will be off a loss. King D likes Detroit, apparently. Moneyline Markel says Miami to beat King D's guys. And they'll be coming in looking to win here against the Patriots. Jaguars look tempting. You like the Jaguars catching a number from the Bengals. I do not like Trevor Lawrence. Since he never covers. It's a new year. Let's see how they do. Leave the joke to the professionals. All right, Mr. Whiskers, I'm sorry. The Bengals always lose the first couple. I'll be on the Browns in the division game, but the Jaguars, no thank you. Give me the over in the Bengals game. The defense just looks bad. Bengals possibly off a blowout win, could be in a dogfight. See, I don't know, King D. I think you might just be a little biased here because of your Colts and your AFC South tendencies. First half Ravens, yes, Moneyline Raquel. Browns plus $5 versus the Ravens, huh? You want to go the Browns and the points. Or excuse me, on the money line. This is Moneyline Markel territory. So you're taking back your first half Ravens? Browns money line to beat the Ravens. Dallas minus 4.5. That is not a good number, 4.5. I mean, 4.5 is probably where it probably should have opened. I don't know why it opened to 3. It actually the original line before the Parsons trade was 5.5. It was 5.5 in August. This line was 5.5. Mr. Wisher says the Bills aren't doing shizzles this year. I'll wait to catch Keys at 9.5. Who are the Keys? The Jets? Is that supposed to be the Jets, the Keys? That's what I'm thinking with the letters. Yes, Jets. Interesting to see what these Jets do. I like them against Pittsburgh. Buffalo could blow them out here. Absolutely. Outlook on the Raiders. I'm a little high on Raiders. I think they could get some wins. Let me pull up my little, where's my AFC West here? So they're dogs in 13 games this year, right? but they're plus 1.5. I mean, they're small dogs at versus Chicago, the Colts, Dallas because it's late in the season, and the Jaguars. And you got the Patriots too, where you get 3. They have some winnable games here. You got a Hall of Fame coach. Pete Carroll's a Hall of Fame coach between college and NFL, yes. You got a quarterback who he's familiar with, who knows the system and puts up points. You got the young running back, take a little workload off, and you got Max Crosby, a psycho defensive guy who wreaks havoc on quarterbacks. I think they get some wins. Now, are they overtaking Denver, the Chargers, and the Chiefs? No, but they're not going to be a 2-win team. Oakland. Is that for the Raiders? I'm not taking the Browns at $5. They can't even get a quarterback straight. They got a quarterback. Joe Flacco. Let's hope Carroll doesn't pull a Shanahan. I don't know. I like Pete Carroll. He's pretty solid. Pretty solid. Okay. Before we get to our 4 o'clock action, we are going to take a quick little break here and talk about our sponsor, Delete Me. Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone vulnerable. What do data brokers do? Listen, your name, contact information, social security number, home address, even information about your loved ones, family members, could all be compiled by data brokers and sold online. The New York Times Wirecutter has named Delete Me their top pick for data removal services. Get 20% off. Here you go. Delete Me when you text HIT HIT to 64000. Message and data rate applies. And again, I say this every time I do the read. I have an active online presence. Privacy is important to me. Doxing, harassment, identity thefts, all possibilities. You probably know someone who's had that happen to them. Delete Me can help. Now, you know what you can do? You take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me. Now, the special discount for our listeners. Today, you get 20% off of your Delete Me plan by texting HIT HIT to 64000. The only way to get the 20% off is to text HIT HIT to 64000. That's HIT HIT to 64000. Message and data rates apply. Get on board with Delete Me. Let's go, folks. Support the channel. Support the sponsor. Delete Me. Discount. Let's go. Now, we'll get a little back to business here. We are in week 2 NFL look headlines. Sean Higgs coming at you here on a Wednesday night. Looking at week 2 action. Twitter at Mr. Sean Higgs. If you're not following already, you should be. Not sure why you're not. YouTube channel, let's go. Again, looking for a offshore. Got you covered. You want it for tomorrow, NFL action. Offshore, you want some credit? I got you. Thursday, Friday, 20% off and free play on any missed totals. Full game only. Saturday, promotion, $200 back in free play on lost wagers for college football. Up to $200, should say. Can't bet $5 and get $200 back. Doesn't work that way. Sunday, you place a minimum of 4-leg parlay. You love your parlays? Here you go. Profit boost 40%. 40% better than those boosts they give you on the other ones. And plus, I'm going to credit you up a couple of dimes. That's how I roll. Twitter at Mr. Sean Higgs. You want to get down. And finally, the Pick 5 pool, little mini contest. There's 12 of us, $150 deposit. You think you're a winner? Yeah, a lot of people tell me they're winners. Get involved. Let's go. Gas Station Sushi, a person in the chat won money last year. You know I'm good for the money. I do a contest. I give away $300 for March Madness. I'm giving away over $1,000 worth of signed jerseys. Baseball, basketball, and football jerseys. Get in the contest, folks. If it doesn't work, message me on Twitter. I will send it out to you. 4 o'clock action. Any other comments? Did I miss any comments there? Nope. We're right. We're back into the games. Everybody took a break. They knew it was our commercial time. Sponsor time. Delete Me. 4 o'clock action, back at it. Here we go. Panthers visiting Arizona. This was a 5.5 in the summer. It is now a 4.5. Looking at the screen, has now moved to 46.5. So a rando 45.5 out there at a book. We can run down all the books. I always say shop around. You got your locals, you got your offshores, you got your legal books. Again, I got the offshore if you need one. But this one here, Arizona and the Carolina Panthers. I'm expecting the Panthers to win week 1. I like Carolina week 1. I thought about using the Panthers as my survival pick. I ended up with the Jets because they are home. Arizona, let's be honest, should be coming off a win. Should be coming off a win against the Saints. But this line here looks a little fishy. You know where I'd be on this one? Under the 46.5. Kind of like the under in that Saints game with Arizona. I do the same here. Bryce Young, the offense, Arizona defense. Let's go under 46.5. Next up, the Broncos versus our guy King D's Colts. 3.5, 44.5, favored on the road. This was actually a 3, so it did move a little bit there, right? I mean, we're seeing 3.5s out here, minus 105s. I would be inclined to take the little home dog here. Where's Denver next after this? Let's flip it to week 3. Colts will beat the Titans. Denver, are they still on the road? Where are the Broncos? Broncos at the Chargers. Good little spot for Indy here. Back-to-back home games. Broncos on the road before facing the Chargers, who will be coming off the doubleheader on the Monday nighter here. What are we talking about shortly? I like the Colts. Here. Eagles and the Chiefs. Here's a nice little matchup for week 2. So we're going to have both teams a little rested here, right? We got Thursday night, Dallas Eagles. Friday night, Chargers and the Chiefs. Now, Chiefs will be in Brazil on Friday. Philly's just in Philly. A little bit more travel for KC, especially playing on a Friday as opposed to the Thursday. But, you're still basically have a full rest, right? You're going to play Friday. You get home Sunday. You're back in routine on Monday. Eagles play Thursday. A couple of days off to get back in routine on Monday. Whatever there. This was a pick 'em. It's gone to a plus 1.5. I honestly want to lean a little Philly here just based on the travel spot. I think even for, we're talking Chiefs, I think they have a lot of bulletin board material coming into the season, the way everything went and how it ended in a blowout loss in the Super Bowl. It remains to be seen how they respond. It's a revenge spot, right? Everybody's going to be on the Chiefs. That's probably why this went from pick to 1.5. Regular season, Chiefs at home. Tough to beat the Chiefs at home. I think if you want to do Kansas City, you take a money line play on them now. Slate of 120. I think they're going to win. We'll get to the comments, and then we'll do our Sunday night and then our Monday night double header. Every time I think Arizona's going to help me, they let me down. Not since Kurt Warner days. The Cardinals. Too much Denver humping. People like the – hey, listen, Bo Nix had a nice year last year. But there is a sophomore slump that comes sometimes. I like the over. Overs bowled well at Lucas Oil. So you like the over here, Colts, Broncos. Even with that Colts defense and your quarterbacks. All right. Sunday night, Falcons and the Vikings. Here we go. Minnesota. You got to love for Minnesota. They get a Monday night game. And maybe they know something. They get Monday night versus the Bears. Sunday night at home versus the Falcons. Is the script written here for the Vikings to have a good season? Let me just flip through the next 2 weeks. Are they on any other more primetime games? Like, how the heck did these guys get prime time? What is that about? Look at this one. Bears and the Commies are going to be on TV. Yeesh. The Bears. Anyway, let's get back to this one here. Interesting matchup because I have a couple second-year quarterbacks, but really McCarthy's a rookie in my eyes. I want to take it under here. Now, Falcons defense, I'm not loving it. We're not McLoving it for sure. but I got young quarterbacks. I think the defense will be able to mix it up enough to keep this low scoring. I would go under Falcons Vikings. Monday night game one. Everybody loves a doubleheader on Monday night. You wonder why you didn't get one on this Monday. Well, because you have the Thursday, Friday games. Early game, Tampa Bay and the Texans. It was 2.5 down to a 2. It is straight to. There are a couple 1.5s I see out here on the board, by the way, as well. DK's got a 1.5. And then we got 2s, even a 2.5. FanDuel's got 2.5. So, again, I mentioned shopping around. FanDuel and DraftKings, as most people have access to, 1.5 and 2.5. You know? Who do you like? Who do you like in this one? I would lean. I'm a Texan guy. I like Stroud. Stroud's grown on me. He has. Like the coach. Give me Houston. Give me Houston here in game one. And game two, Chargers in Las Vegas. So they come from Brazil, which is known a little. You can party a little bit in Brazil, although, let's be honest, these guys are probably locked in their hotel room. They don't want anything happening to them down in Brazil, taken hostage or some nonsense. Who the heck knows what's going on? 3-point favorite for the Chargers here, 44.5. Nothing's moved here. Actually, this is a straight threes now. So it's a 3 and a 44.5. No movement whatsoever. I think Vegas will be off a win. I think they can beat the Patriots. I look at this game. Why isn't Vegas alive? Again, we just mentioned the travel from Brazil to Vegas. It is Vegas. I know LA to Vegas is not much of a move there, but I would leave a little Vegas at home. I told you I like Carroll. I think Gino's a serviceable quarterback. Will I be on this one? I don't know, because I'm coming east to west with Vegas. I mean, that's not ideal. You think, hey, let us stay out twice. Next week, look at this. How bad do they hate Las Vegas? They are playing in New England this week, home versus the Chargers, and then they're back in Washington for a 1 o'clock game against the Commanders at 1 o'clock. Terrible. And then they're home the next week versus the Bears. What kind of horrible school? Who did they do it up in? And then they're in the Colts the next week. Can they get back-to-back road games? Please help these guys out. Oh my God! Then they're home after that. Oh boy, this Raider team. This is why you start looking at a schedule, game to game. Kind of change your outlook on a thought of a team. I might just have to take an under in this one here. This could just be an under game. Who's Bo Nix throwing the ball to? Does it make a difference who Bo throws to? Doesn't he have Sterling Sharp out there? Is Sterling Sharp available? No Sterling Sharp. Who did Tebow throw that ball to? The Marius Thomas? He's still out there? Oh my goodness. You got Mims, Cortland Sutton's still here. Troy Franklin, Trent Sherfield. I mean, you bought in Evan Ingram at tight end. We'll see how that plays out. Two-team NFL parlay here. Buffalo and the Lions, 1-2-3 DraftKings week 2. So you got the Bills over the Jets. Lions at home over the Bears. I like them both. I like them. Sign me up. What we got here? 3-1 in this Yankee game here. Who said the Yanks were losing? Sterling Sharp. I repeat, the Marius Thomas. Yeah. Sad, right? All right. There is your look-ahead lines on a Wednesday. Thanks for popping in. Again, follow on the Twitter. Hit the like button on the way out. If you want to get in the pool, pick 5. win a couple thousand. You want an offshore? We got you covered there. I'm going to mention it even though I'm not supposed to mention it again. Delete me.
Final.
We got a final. I'm out of here. Back tomorrow. We got one last comment. When's the cash pools for $30 entry? Yeah, what are you talking about? Mr. Whisker's making up. I don't know what he's talking about. All right, I'm out of here. That's your look headlines for Wednesday. Midday Money tomorrow. Another look headlines on Sunday. We'll go back. We'll see how these lines move from what happens this week to Sunday. They will move. We'll see how right we are about some of these lines. That's what makes it fun, and that's what separates the proverbial men from the boys. Reading the tea leaves, as they say. But I'm out of here. Good luck, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.